Good morning. Welcome back to Thoughtful Thursday, March 24th, and our sixth read aloud from the book Legend. And it's our fourth read aloud from Day's perspective. And he's at the hospital. He's in disguise. He stole an ID tag. He's in the bathroom, and he's getting prepared to go do something. And Matthias is the guard or the soldier that is on duty protecting the shipment of medicine or whatever is being shipped into the hospital. So here we go. When I finish, I use the tip of one of my knives to unscrew the cover to the bathroom's ventilation shaft. Then I take out the soldier's ID tag, clip it to my pendant necklace, and stuff myself headfirst into the shaft's tunnel. The air in the shaft smells strange, and I'm grateful for the handkerchief around my face. I inch along as fast as I can. The shaft can't be more than 2 feet wide in any direction. Each time I pull myself forward, I have to close my eyes and remind myself to breathe, that the metal walls around me are not closing in. I don't have to go far. None of these shafts will lead to the third floor. I only need to get far enough to pop out into one of the hospital's stairwells, away from the soldiers on the first floor. I press forward. I think of Eden's face, of the medicine he and John and my mother will need, and of the strange red X with a line through it. After several minutes, the shaft dead ends. I look through the vent, and in the slivers of light, I can see pieces of a curved stairwell. The floor is an immaculate white, almost beautiful, and most important, empty. I count to three in my head, then bring my arms as far back as I can and give the shaft cover a mighty shove. The cover flies off. I get one good glimpse of the stairwell, a large cylindrical chamber with tall plaster walls and tiny windows. One enormous spiraling set of stairs. Now I'm moving with all speed and no stealth. Running. I squeeze out of the shaft and dart up the stairs. Halfway up, I grab the railing and fling myself to the next highest curve. The security cameras must be focused on me. An alarm will sound any minute now. Second floor, third floor. I'm running out of time. As I approach the third floor, I tear the ID tag off my necklace and pause long enough to swipe it against the door's reader. The security cameras haven't triggered an alarm in time to lock down the stairwell. The handle clicks. I'm in. I throw open the door. I'm in a huge room filled with rows of gurneys and chemicals boiling under metal hoods. Doctors and soldiers look up at me with startled faces. I grab the first person I see, a young doctor standing close to the door. Before any of the soldiers can point a gun in our direction, I whip out one of my knives and hold it close to the man's throat. The other doctors and nurses freeze. Several of them scream. Shoot, and you'll hit him instead, I call out to the soldiers from beneath my handkerchief. Their guns are focused on me now. The doctor trembles in my grasp. I press my knife harder against his neck, careful not to cut him. I won't hurt you, I whisper in his ear. Tell me where to get the plague cures. He lets out a strangled whimper, and I can feel him sweating under my grip. He gestures toward the refrigerators. The soldiers are still hesitating, but one of them calls out to me. Release the doctor, he shouts. Put your hands up. I want to laugh. The soldier must be a new recruit. I cross the room with the doctor, then stop at the refrigerators. Show me. The doctor lifts a trembling hand and pulls the fridge door open. A gust of freezing air hits us. I wonder if the doctor can feel how fast my heart is beating. There, he whispers. I turn away from the soldiers long enough to see the doctor pointing at the top shelf in the fridge. Half of the vials on the shelf are labeled with a three-lined X. T. Filoviridae virus mutations. The other half of the vials are labeled 11.30 cures. But all the vials are empty. They've run out. I curse under my breath. My eyes skim over other shelves. They only have plague suppressants and various painkillers. I curse again. Too late to turn back now. I'm letting go, I whisper to the doctor. Duck. I release my grip and shove him hard enough to make him fall to his knees. The soldiers open fire, but I'm ready for them. I hide behind the open fridge door as bullets ricochet off it. I grab several bottles of suppressants and shove them into my shirt. I bolt. One of the stray bullets scrapes me and searing pain shoots up my arm. I'm almost at the exit. An alarm goes off as I burst through the stairwell door. There's a chorus of clicks as all the doors in the stairwell lock from the inside. I'm trapped. The soldiers can still come through any door, but I won't be able to get out. Shouts and footsteps echo from inside the laboratory. A voice yells out, "He's hit!" My eyes jump to the tiny windows in the stairwell, plaster walls. They're too far away for me to reach from the stairs themselves. I grit my teeth and pull out my second knife so that I now have one in each hand. Pray the plaster is soft enough, then leap off the stairs and throw myself toward the wall. I stab one knife straight into the plaster. My wounded arm gushes blood, and I scream from the effort. I'm dangling halfway between my launching place and the window. I rock back and forth as hard as I can. The plaster is giving way. Behind me, I hear the laboratory door burst open, and soldiers spill out. Bullets spark all around me. I swing toward the window and let go of the knife buried in the wall. The window shatters, and I'm suddenly out in the night again and falling like a star to the first floor. I rip open my long sleeve shirt and let it billow out behind me as thoughts zip through my head. Knees bent, feet first, relaxed muscles, hit the balls of feet, roll. The ground rushes up at me. I brace myself. The impact knocks the wind out of me. I roll 4 times and crash into the wall on the other side of the street. For a moment, I lie there blinded, completely helpless. Above me, I can hear furious voices coming from the third floor window as the soldiers realize they're going to have to double back into the laboratory to disable the alarm. My senses gradually sharpen. Now I'm very aware of the pain in my side and arm. I use my good arm to prop myself up and wince. My chest throbs. I think I have a cracked rib. When I try to stand, I realize that I've sprained one of my ankles too. I can't tell if adrenaline is keeping me from feeling other effects of my fall. Shouts come from behind the building's corner. I force myself to think. I'm now near the rear of the building, and several alleys branch off behind me into the darkness. I limp into the shadows. When I look over my shoulder, I see a small group of soldiers rush to where I'd fallen, pointing out the broken glass and blood. One of the soldiers is the young captain I saw earlier, the man named Matthias. He orders his men to spread out. I quicken my pace and try to ignore the pain. I hunch my shoulders so that the black of my outfit and hair help me melt into the darkness. My eyes stay down. I need to find a sewer cover. The edges of my vision are blurring now. I push one hand against my ear and feel for blood. Nothing yet, a good sign. Moments later, I catch sight of a sewer cap on the street. I heave a sigh, readjust the black handkerchief covering my face, and bend down to lift the cover. Freeze! Stay where you are! I whirl around to see Matthias, the young captain from the hospital's entrance, facing me. He has a gun pointed straight at my chest, but to my surprise, he doesn't fire it. I tighten my grip on my remaining knife. Something changes in his eyes, and I know he recognizes me, the boy who had pretended to stagger into the hospital. I smile. I have plenty of wounds for the hospital to treat now. Matthias narrows his eyes. Hands up! You're under arrest for theft, vandalism, and trespassing. You're not going to take me alive. I'd be happy to take you in dead if you prefer. What happens next is a blur. I see Matthias tense up to fire his gun. I throw my knife at him with all my strength. Before he can fire, my knife hits him hard on the shoulder and he falls backward with a thud. I don't wait to see him get up. I bend down and heave the manhole cover up, then lower myself down the ladder and into the darkness. I pull the sewer cover back in place. My injuries are catching up with me now. I stumble along in the sewers, my vision going in and out of focus. One of my hands pressed hard against my side. I'm careful not to touch the walls. Every breath hurts. I must have cracked a rib. I'm alert enough to think about which direction I'm moving in and concentrate on heading toward the lake sector. Tess will be there. She'll find me and help me to safety. I think I can hear the rumble of footsteps overhead, the shouts of soldiers. No doubt someone has discovered Matthias by now, and they might even have headed down into the sewers too. They could be hot on my trail with a pack of dogs. I make a point to take several turns and walk in the filthy sewer water. Behind me, I hear splashes and the sounds of echoing voices. I take more turns. The voices get a little closer, then farther. I keep my original direction planted firmly in my mind. It would be something, wouldn't it, to escape the hospital only to die down here, lost in a gaudy maze of sewers. I count off the minutes to keep myself from passing out. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. The footsteps behind me sound far away now, as if they're on a different path than I am. Sometimes I hear strange sounds, something like a bubbling test tube and a sigh of steam pipes, a breath of air. It comes and goes for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. When I see the next ladder leading up to the surface, I take my chances and pull myself up. I'm in real danger of fainting now. It takes all my remaining strength to drag myself onto the street. I'm in a dark alley. When I've caught my breath, I blink away my fuzzy vision and study my surroundings. I can see Union Station several blocks away. I'm not far now. Tess will be there waiting for me. 3 more blocks, 2 more blocks. I have 1 more block. I can't hold on any longer. I find a dark spot in the alley and collapse. The last thing I see is the silhouette of a girl off in the distance. Maybe she's walking toward me. I curl up and begin to fade away. Before I black out, I realize that my pendant is no longer looped around my neck. And that's the end of that chapter on page 35 already. We'll pick it up tomorrow or on Monday. Let's make it a great, thoughtful Thursday. Hope you're enjoying the book. Bye-bye.